Well, I got my carburetor back from Scott Smith, Harms Automotive. He's had about 2 month turnaround time. I was in no hurry, but this guy restores carburetors, and he's not the only one because other manufacturers use Carter carbs made here right in great old St. Louis. And when they went out of business, they left the Superfund site. Maybe not a Superfund site, but anyway. But Scott Smith is a huge Mopar guy, so that's what we go with. Let's see what we got here. I'm dying to do this. A bunch of nice packing. I can reuse that. I'm gonna do my thing here. I got a gasket base right off the bat. Now, you guys remember what that other carb looked like. It was pretty, the carb looked like when it left. So here it goes. Wow. Looks like a brand new carb. Now this thing had the tag on it when it left. I hope it's in there. They have a aluminum tag they put on these things when they are manufactured. Date code, I can't see very well right now, but this was the carb that came off that car. Pretty slick. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, my choke, I sent that. He did that too. Everything was a mess when it left. Really ugly. Yeah, I don't see the tag. I'm gonna have to look for that in all of this. But anyway, yeah, beautiful. I don't know what they do. There's Carter AFB. It's the one Edelbrock redid. The AFB wasn't as great as the ABS, but AFB aluminum 4-barrel is what all that stands for. All right, let me look a little closer. Yeah, anyway, so that's it. About 600 CFM ought to be fine for the little the 383 when we get done. Now we're going stealth mode. So this is an Edelbrock Performer 383, real similar to a factory one. It's got the choke well, has a mount for the coil in the correct place, and I need the port back here for the vacuum to run the heating and cooling system. So what am I doing? I am grinding this off. It said Performer 383 and of course Edelbrock. First time I've ever done it. A lot of first times here on this deal. And then I will take and probably sand it down a little bit with an orbital sander. Tape everything up, all the ports, and then you take and you sandblast the thing to get the texture back. So we'll see. Having some okay success, honestly. The little letters came off easier. This is my weapon of choice. I bought this. A lot of first time stuff. I have a my little air compressor couldn't handle the die grinder. These are just, I'm sure, Chinese TOS's. It does want to plug up on occasion, like right now. Looks like it is plugged up, so clean that out a little bit and keep at it. Okay, all stealthed up. 60 grit right here. I'm still gonna blast it. Just got a few spots where I hit it with the edge of the machine when I was doing it, but hell, not bad. I ended up using the 60 grit, you know, because there was no way I was gonna get that. Plus my bits were plugging up this stuff. It gets hot, you know, we're grinding this thing down. So I'll tape it up and blast it and see what we get. Well, there it is. Texture is a little different. But you know what? It came out okay. What do I care? Guys will take a needle scaler and they will. Needle scaler is like a series of I don't know, pencils, if you will, except only about that wide. And they take off, they go like this. And they take off a lot of stuff, rust, undercoating like I just did on that fender there. And it will put a bigger texture to it. Index finger, not middle finger. Anyway. And yeah, this is just for the stealth look. You know, like we don't have any aftermarket stuff on here. You can be able to tell a little bit. You know, the untrained eyes, whatever. It's just an intake manifold. Anyway, yep, done for now. I got a huge mess I gotta clean up. Okay, so you get the idea. More of that. Now what I'd like to do is just run this sucker through the sand blaster. But that sand gets everywhere now. I'm not saying I'm not gonna do some targeted blasting. I will tape all this off, duct tape it, clean this up well, duct tape it, maybe put a cup on there from a, you know, I don't know if a spray paint can will work. Got a cork stuck in here now. I like corks, they come in handy. But yeah, then there's places like that that just will not, can't get this in here. Now this is a Milwaukee wheel here, wire wheel. They run 20 bucks, I think. So one time I thought, well, hell, Harbor Freight's got them for $5 each. Well, guess what? These things will sling these wires off, and you will look like a dang porcupine, no joke. And the Harbor Freights would go bad quickly. They look identical, but the Milwaukee for 20 bucks. I've been using this a long time. It's worth the money. So anyway, I'll show you what it looks like when I get it all cleaned up. Okay, got the heavy thing back on my bench. Cleaned up okay. You know, places you can't get into. The shifter mount is not coming off. These things are bad. I even screwed that one up. I don't care. I could have heated it and probably gotten it off. Numbers for the tail shaft. I think this is a 12.3, probably December of '63. The wire wheel actually started taking the numbers out. Kind of surprised me. There's a number for the side cover, 1022. I don't know what that means. Over here we've got a 12.4, I believe. Chrysler started putting in '68, I think, putting their VIN numbers on the transmissions. Put the full VIN up through mid '69, and then they quit and just put part of them. That's the whole numbers matching thing. Yeah, so let's get the side cover off. Yeah. See how this works. Not too good. I didn't budget. One of these things you don't want other people to watch you do. Gotta get a bigger hammer and chisel. Okay, she's loose. See a couple shift forks come out of here. Hopefully I don't drop a whole bunch of crap down there. to say that's an original gasket. There we go. Dirty. You know, this thing slung a bunch of fluid out of that tail shaft seal that was bad. All right, here we go. All right, there she is. I'm looking for the first time. Those are the synchros right there. They look good. I forget what the bronze ones are called. They help the synchro work. Any chips? This is reverse back here. Stinks. Smells like gear oil. Pretty clean. Let's see how these look. Oh yeah, the sliders are real good. Hardly even worn at all. Shift forks, I guess I should say. There it went. It's always fun putting this back together, sliding everything together. Anyway, whatever. That one doesn't want to come out. Why not? Come on, you. I'll look at it after a bit. Pretty clean. I mean, clean. No carnage. This is an example of why this is a damn near bulletproof transmission. It's the size of these gears right here. They're huge across. That means, basically, I read this, I can make it up or surmise it. Distance between the shafts means you got a huge gear, you got a cast iron case, and you know, these went behind the Hemis, which I think in real life they probably made 475 horse. I'm sorry, is that right? Yeah, in that neighborhood they were advertised at 425. They were behind everything Chrysler had. And guys have run them and beat the hell out of them ever since. And you just don't blow these up. Your Muncie 4-speed, crash box, all that stuff. You know, they're aluminum case, small gears. Yeah, in fact, GM and Chrysler went into business building stuff, and GM put a few of these aluminum cased ones, the overdrive, in the late 70s and the early 80s in their pickup trucks. So, yeah, pretty clean, pretty clean. Clean that gasket off and put her back. Okay, going back together. New seal, tail shaft seal. This is a reverse detent. There's a spring and a ball. Goes against the reverse. Great. Right up in there. I don't know what it does. This is a reverse lever. It moves forward. I'm going to venture a guess, say somebody's been in here. Here's the gaskets. Had to make 2 gaskets, and the factory is not going to make a 6-sided gasket for underneath that top bolt. So, plus when I cleaned off all the bolts, I could get a whiff of Permatex. So, okay, well, whatever. The engine's certainly been out, re-ringed at the very least. So why not take a look inside here? While you're at it, I guess, just like I'm doing. Now, this next step, you just put a little grease on here, throw the gasket on. It doesn't get any, oh, there's 2 in there. Okay. It doesn't get any sealer on there, it just holds it in. And I'll probably do a time lapse because it's kind of a booger putting this back in. You take the big fork, I think it's a 3/4 fork, it is, and it sits in there. I don't know what it is. And then another one's going to be on there. You got these ball detents that sit in between there, and yeah, gets sporty. So anyway, here we go. She's down. That actually went well. I'm used to using the later style. It's got the ball detent thing for the shifter, that's a real pain doing that. The bolts mostly are shouldered like this. There's 2 long ones for like here and here. Anyway, I'll get a couple of these started and we'll see how she likes to shift. Incidentally, full disclosure, these are 2 old shift rod levers I have from another deal. I should have put them on first, because, and I was wondering about it, these slide out. Actually, there's 2 new O-rings in there. This got sealed, the rear got sealed, the front, nothing. This didn't get sealed, get a new O-ring either, because the train's kind of got to come apart to do it. But these slid out. There's a spring, a sleeve, and two what you call it's in there, ball bearings. They sit in detents, and yeah, I had everything but one ball bearing. I found it was in the bottom of the case, not a biggie, but you know what, I should have done it the other way. So anyway, let's see here. There should be what was that? I don't remember. All right. Okay. Nope, not sketchy. Looks weird. Works. Just a board and cut hole in a while back for this purpose. She's not clean. Ideally, I would have got all the rust. You know what? What are you gonna do? It's gonna look greasy and rusty eventually anyway. Greasy. Hopefully neither one. Alright, self-etching primer and some cast iron paint coming up. Well, holy cow, it's 1965 again. She done. Luckily this stuff dries up pretty quick because I need to move it inside. Yeah, is what it is. She'll get skinned up when we start moving it, taking it down. Now I gotta find somewhere to keep it so it won't, instead of just laying on the floor, it doesn't get skinned up anymore. Yeah, I knew when this car was built. It's a 65, but the model year runs, July 31st. Let's see, August 1st, July 31st. So a lot of this stuff, the carb is December of 64. A lot of this stuff was 64. The tail shaft, I think, was 63, didn't we say? 12 of 3. Yeah, I believe that's what that is. So whatever. Yeah. And go hoist this big booger up and set her in the garage. Okay, one last thing I did today, it's been a busy day, is I blasted these exhaust manifolds and hit them with some Eastwood high temp coating. It's supposed to make them look like, stay like cast iron. Now what Chrysler did, these were installed on the engine, they got painted with the engine. So the first start burned it off, and they got rusty like this one. This is the factory one that came on Louise. As you can see, it's just a log exhaust manifold. Does its purpose. Has the I don't know what this is called, but it's for, you know, it's for warming up the engine. It's pretty cool that this one, I'm losing it here. It's pretty cool that this one works still. They're always trashed. Some of the guys that want you know, day one car, they'll do that. Now this one's had that, let's see, that's the passenger side. This one's been welded up, which is good because we don't want any restriction. I switched, these are from a 70 model car. These are the HP manifolds. It started in 67, I guess. And as you can see, they flow a little better. They will flow a little better than the log. Since I'm not doing headers, I thought, well, what the heck? I'll go this route and throw exhaust manifolds on, and I don't know. Is it worth 5 horsepower, 10? I don't know. It's worth a little more. I know that not using headers though, I'm going to be dropping at least 20 horse. Anyway, that's the end.